I am Tribe Life 10, 10 the Rebel, or just 10, whatever you may want to call me. But basically my name is an acronym, start off as an acronym for the intellect neglected. So take it as you may. I'm from Hopkins, South Carolina, a small town, rural town. I actually live next to a farm myself. It gives you lots of time to think about what's going on in the world. I'm from a state, South Carolina, with deep history, rich history in slavery and entrapment of people like me, the righteously inspired brothers everywhere living in freedom eternally. So I'm an embodiment, or I'm a reflection of what my circumstances made me to be. I might not be a thug in the sense of going to rob you or kill you, but as far as a person that I admire, Tupac, I am affected by the hate that you give, the hate you give thug. So I don't look at myself as a gangster. I look at myself as a brother who's on a path to better himself and his people, who just got caught up a couple times before. So take it how you may want it. I've been involved with music basically from growing up in a church, going to a Baptist church. And I had a friend, I have a brother named Jared Asher. His mother used to be the choir director, and she used to always make the kids go to choir rehearsal, no matter if we wanted to or not. So just being forced to go to choir rehearsal, me being a shy person, it helped me find a relationship with the soul inside of music, as far as gospel music. And my grandmother listened to a lot of country western music, so I always had a lot of different influences in my ear as far as genres of music, as opposed to just growing up off of hip-hop. My mother, she didn't really play the rap stations in her car, so it was all gospel music, maybe country music, maybe a little light R&B. But I've been involved with music just off my love for it and the way it expresses your feelings, emotions that you might not want to articulate directly to a person, but singing it to them, you can have a little bit more freeness. So I admire the freeness that music allowed the artist. It's music with no boundaries, no margins. So it's not like painting and your canvas is only a certain diameter. You have so much range you can cover with music. So I fell in love with music, no matter what genre it was. And I was in dance, chorus, in school. I just grew up always having an Easter speech, being on the youth choir, just stuff like that. I've always been influenced by music. But growing up how I came up, we didn't have money to buy musical equipment. So basically I just fell in love with rap music because it was an extension to poetry, which I was writing poetry at one point in time. So I admired the freeness that music with the beats and the bass and the high-pitched sounds and all the different sounds. I admired how that could give life to the words that you put on those sounds and really further go deeper into what you want to say to a person. So I just love music for what it is: art, craft, talent, and I respect music. I feel like artists don't respect music as an art. I feel like people just want to make music just because it seems easy, or it seems like a quick come up, or a way to make money, or a way to look cool, or a way to bolster your ego, or over exaggerate your personality or your inner ambitions, or whatever the case may be. I feel like people abuse the privilege to make music, because I feel like to be able to be a musician or an artist, whatever genre it may be, is a privilege. So as far as the current state of rap music, I feel like people should respect the craft more. I'm not about to step into the ring with a talented boxer because I respect him and I respect that he respects his craft. I haven't did what he's done. So I don't really care for listening to some of the newer rappers who sound like other rappers and lack originality, soul, and have a message that isn't on a positive track, or at least a true articulation of who they really are or really should be. At least show potential that you're trying to be a better person. But if you sit and rap about killing people, hurting people, selling drugs, doing whatever you do to women, and whatever hardships you had in your life, if that's all you rap about, that's all you project, that's all the energy you put off, then I don't like that, and I don't feel that that's fit to be in music. I feel like people should not always boast of themselves and make themselves seem better than other people with the amounts of money they have and the clothes they can afford, and just give the people, relate to the people. Like, it be people in the club rapping songs that are artists that talk about broke niggas or broke bitches or whatever it may be, and it be the broke niggas and the broke bitches jamming to the song the hardest in the regular section of the club. So, I mean, like, music is so powerful as far as how it can affect people's minds. So with great power comes great responsibility. You have to be more responsible with the power that you possess. If you have the ability to reach out to 100,000 minds, 1,000,000 minds, 100,000,000 minds, if you're one of these big artists, then that's a great power. That's a great power that you should respect and not take lightly. You should respect the ability to make music and reach that many people. And people don't do that. People just say the stupidest of shit in their music, and the other people just listen to it and bob their heads to it. Don't even know what they're listening to. Don't even know what they just not said. Don't even know what they just repeated in their head. So now you got a song that you might even like, or you do like, in your head all day at work, and you can't even focus on the real matters of life, because life is just like a big fashion show or a big masquerade of wearing different clothes to make you seem like you're more than another person, or wearing makeup and all the jewelry and stuff like that. Like, the power that music has in it, I really respect that. I really respect that, because music has had a great influence over my life. The devil himself, Lucifer himself, was the angel who was gifted with musical abilities. So that tells you that not that you're evil if you make music, but you have a great power if you can make music to convey people's minds. But I mean, I can't stop people from making dumb music, and I can't stop people from liking dumb music. All I can do is be Tribe Life 10. Me, as far as an artist, I feel deep connections with the beats I listen to, with the thoughts I think. I'm not really a freestyle person, because I respect the craft. As far as, like, if you build houses, or if you're a mason, you're not about to go freelance a house. You have a blueprint. You have paperwork. You have a plan behind that. You're more methodical with your actions. So with my music, I try to be a little bit more methodical than most people probably do. Some people probably just go in the studio and freestyle a whole song or a whole mixtape and tell you they freestyle the whole mixtape. And what's the point of that if you're talking about the same thing the whole mixtape, and at the end of the mixtape you can't say, you know what, he is right, I am gonna make this world a better place. Me listening to many genres of music, I admire so many different artists and what they did for music. So it's a culmination of a bunch of people who influenced my style, but mostly I really admire Tupac, of course, and the topics that he mentioned in some of his more touching songs. But other than that, I grew up off the Hot Boys, Cash Money, my older cousins was on 3 6 Mafia and No Limit. So I mean, I might listen to No Limit, but then again, my mother didn't listen to rap music. It wasn't like really in my household, so I had to listen to that when I was around older cousins or whatnot. But I really love the Hot Boy. I used to watch Sears World and Hits from the Street and the old Rap City all day until I see a Hot Boys video or a Cash Money video of some sort. But other than that, Lil Wayne, I fuck with him individually as a solo artist hard. I like Webby. I really like the Jay-Z at one point. Right now, my favorite artist is actually J.Cole. J.Cole is my favorite artist right now, besides myself. Ten's my favorite artist, but besides me, J.Cole is my favorite artist. Yeah, I was influenced by Nas a little bit. I can even take it to Wyclef. Of course, Michael Jackson. Everybody should have been influenced by Michael Jackson if you make music and you're black. The Isley Brothers, I love their music. Like, a lot of those people gave thoughts to me and inspired me. Prince, I can't forget to mention Prince. Prince really inspired me. Gave me ideas to make songs. I admire his style, what he gave music as a whole. But yeah, I love music so much. I was inspired by almost everything I seen that was beneficial to music. In the future, I would like to work with a lot of people who are sincere and serious about their craft. But the first person that comes to my mind is the Honorable Mr. T. Rogers. I would really love to work with him. We've reached out to each other a couple times. But other than that, I would like to reach out to or work with Dr. Umar Johnson. He's a deep brother who be saying some stuff that I really admire and really respect. Film directors, A&Rs. As far as artists, I don't mind doing features, but right now I feel like I'm at the point where I need to be reaching out to people who do other things besides make music like me, because I need a videographer, I need a photographer, I need a producer, I need a manager, I need a mentor, somebody give me guidance. I need so many different things that's involved in the music or the making of music and being an artist. So I'm not really motivated to work with any other artists right now because there's only so much time in the day. It's so much that goes on within the state of South Carolina, from Charleston to Greenville, Aiken, wherever it may be, let alone Columbia, especially in the year 2015 when we had the Confederate flag come down. We had a KKK rally. We had people go out there and fight the KKK, and CNN media coverage. I mean, people protesting. If that's what they want to do, if that's what they want to devote their time and energy to, I don't feel, I'm not mad at that, but I know there's other ways of doing what we're trying to do. So, I mean, if you want to protest, that's cool, but I mean, we could try boycotting something. We could try, getting the United Nations involved with a case of America mistreating the citizens as far as black people and Hispanics. Like, they're all world courts. Like, we're never gonna get justice from America itself, because they the people beating us down, fucking us over, and putting it on YouTube for us to laugh at it. I mean, not laugh at it. Putting it on YouTube for us to see it every day, and for us to get used to seeing black people get their heads shot off and bodies beat to bloody pulps and all type of stuff. Like, and people got the time to go protest. Like, you really should be making a master plan on some Denmark VC type shit. You really should be on some Nat Turner type shit. Like, as far as protesting, you see where it got Martin Luther King? Got him a couple statues a day. you feel me? But I mean, I'm not saying go the Malcolm X route. I'm saying let's go to 2016 enlightened Negro route. So as far as protesting in Columbia, South Carolina, I feel like it's way more action that can be taken. And if we all communicate, we don't have to all unite, but if we just at least communicate, we can take a step further to getting where we need to be. So it don't all have to be unity. It could be a basketball team full of players and they really don't care for each other outside of basketball, and he might not pass him the ball sometimes when he really open and might take the open jump shot, but they end up winning the championship. So I mean, take for what it is. It's more out there that can help our situation besides protesting. Man, I want to shout out Country Product, of course, Hat Honchos, Carolina, of course, Tribe Life, of course, 2020 Film Kings, of course, Third Eye View, of course. I want to shout out everybody in South Carolina that's working, even though you might not be on the most positive path, but I still want to salute you and shout you out because you working. There's a lot of people doing some big things in South Carolina to help South Carolina. So I respect that, and shout outs to all of that from, of course, YNG the Mob. You know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody. I don't even want to say too many names because certain people gonna feel left out. But shout out to everybody in South Carolina, from Charleston to Orangeburg to Sumter to Columbia to Myrtle Beach to wherever you may be in South Carolina. Shout out to all South Carolina artists, and realize that if we really want to make a change in the situation that we're in, then we will have, it starts with a more positive attitude instead of competing with each other and bashing people and bringing up people's backgrounds. Let's take it for what it really is. Either a person should be making music or a person shouldn't be making music. It could be a person who might got street cred for years, you feel me? Been putting in lots of work, but he might not need to rap, or he might not need to project himself in a negative fashion when he's doing negative shit, and it's easy to get caught. Here today, gone tomorrow. So shout out to everybody. Please be safe. Shout out to everybody. If I didn't say your name, please don't feel left out. Shout out to everybody.